Hello, welcome back to the table. This is Amy with Notes from Past Amy. I am opening a long-awaited package today from Endless Pens. This is the exclusive collaboration with Tailored Pen Company and Nibs and Flourishes on Instagram. I have cut the tape. It is also a collaboration with Leonardo. I forgot that part. They did two models of the Fioritura Viola, the Momento Zero and the Momento Zero Grande, with two models that they released. I think I got those right, in collaboration with Nibs and Flourishes and Tailored Pen Company. And then, as I said, Leonardo. This is it right here. Beautiful. Look at those purples. I hesitate to buy pens where the material is like a hand poured resin and you can't just pick the one you want, even with the new pens, because you just never know what you're going to get, right? This little beautiful Aurora reminiscent mark here is probably only on this pen. All the silvery bits, you never know how much is going to be in there. This one's interrupted by some magenta. That was not in the promotional photos. You just never know. So I'm hesitant to buy them. The Benus I got for a fantastic price, couldn't pass them up. This one was not exactly what I would call a fantastic price. It broke all of my, reasonable guidelines and budgets and all of those things. But if my brother had purchased a pen, and I'm pretty sure if he were still around and he saw me and my son using fountain pens, he would have tried them, he would have loved them, and this would be the pen that he would have purchased. We lost him several years ago in a head-on collision. He was not doing anything wrong, but the person he met going the wrong way down the highway, he was killed on impact. So this is the Momento Zero Grande, Fioritura, Viola, and then I don't know what all this stuff means, but F, I'm guessing, is for the fine nib that I chose in the La Venice finish. Here it is right here. The box had a paper in it that I forgot to put back. Ta-da! International guarantee. It showed me how to fill the pen, so that's probably how they got separated, because I had no idea what I was doing. That's why this is a first impressions, not an unboxing, because I've opened this before. We've got some about Leonardo and their legacy, their traditions, their company. I never saw this piece in the box, so hopefully that's not supposed to come with it, because it looks really useful. Got a couple different languages here. This looks like Italian, and then English, of course. This is where I found the instructions for filling the pen, and it is the silvery color underneath. International warranty. Yeah, that's Italian. And there we go. More than 45 years of experience from father to son, and the story goes on. So this box is rather sizable. Not quite as bad as I thought it might be. We've got almost 7 inches across and a solid 5 down the side. Actually, just a hair under 5. But it's basically 5 by 7 and deep. 3.5 inches deep. So that feels like it could be used for something. I don't know what exactly right now, but it's not quite as ginormous as I thought it might be, and it, I think, could be a useful size. Here's the Leonardo wings that come on all of the pens. I did take this off and then I put it back on just for you. So it does come with it, as it should. And then you have this gorgeous resin. I don't know what you're getting for different depths of color. There's a teeny tiny bit of sparkle. I think maybe that's just due to the polish. I don't know that it's actually in the resin. Mine has a very red end here. I love this kind of blue purple, but almost red purple. The rest of it is just gorgeous. The very red end, it's okay. This part's very blue. This part's quite red. But it all blends together so beautifully. The trim is rose gold. And these are numbered. I don't remember that being a thing. But it says right here, Leonardo 02/40. So evidently they did 40 of the Grandes. We've got the piston filler. It does work, but I have filled it and I do not want to make a giant mess. These pointy ends kind of crack me up. They're very, very pointy, but it is a good size for me. We're measuring basically 6. Point to point is just a smidge over 6 according to this mat, but it still fits my pen drawers, so that's important. Screw cap. Told you I went with that nib, right? Isn't it beautiful? I had to get this nib. It is just gorgeous. I love the design. And being rose gold, it's not like I can switch it with anything else. I wanted my Leonardo nib and the Leonardo pen. I did go ahead and get a fine. Now this was back in April. Had I done it now, I probably would have gotten something like a 1.9 because I just ordered a 1.1. That's coming soon. Actually, that pen is supposed to arrive today. But at the time I got a fine. Now the fine is quite lovely. Let's write something with the fine. And then we'll look at some of the other, here we go, this came with the order. The other pens I have in this size range and they're fine nibs. So this is the Leonardo. Oh, and I inked this, obviously, because it's writing, with Pansy. And I think this was one of the inspirational colors for the pen. Look how beautifully they match. So, really, really nice. It matches the redder parts more than the bluer parts, but I mean, you can put any color purple in this and it's going to look great because of the way this acrylic has been done. This red end really does crack me up. Momento 0 Grande. Huh, I picked interesting fonts for those, didn't I? And this is the Fioritura. I don't actually know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's been too long since I did Italian. Viola fine. Not elastic fine because that didn't have the beautiful nib work. Thank you so much to Lau from Kitchen Crafts from letting me know that the elastic nibs do not have that kind of engraving because it is not very clearly marked on the website or their Instagram promotional photo. There we go. This is just copy paper. But since I knew, I took a few more moments in ordering. This was released at 6:30 a.m. my time, and by 7 I'd done all my research and had it on order. So here are some of my other favorites and favorite adjacent. Like, I like them enough to keep using them. They don't really fit my hand great, but I have several colors of this so that I can keep, you know, a red inked up, a brown inked up for when I need them. They're not fantastic for long writing sessions, but they're kind of favorite adjacent. And then this guy, because everybody compares him to this guy. That's my only pocket pen, probably will only be my pocket pen forever and ever, unless I sell it, and then I won't have a pocket pen. Has a shorter clip, this Momento 0 Grande, than my Benu. Look how long that Benu clip is. Or even the Miura Aventus, definitely shorter than my Monteverde Giant Sequoia. These are all on the verge of 6 inches, capped. These two uncap at about 5.5. This one's definitely 5.5, I forget, but I think this one's about the same. This one is 5 inches uncapped. So I'll uncap this one as well, but seriously, who uses this uncapped? Not me, that's for sure. I like to use my pens. What happened to you? I have been away for the past week, but that has never happened before. So I'll have to check my notes, see what ink is in there, and keep an eye on it. Let me see here. Yes, this is just under 5.5 for the Benu Euphoria. Momento 0 Grande comes in at just under 5.5, so those should be just about even. Yeah, this one's very, very pointy. But those are both fines, a Schmidt fine and the Leonardo / Yogo fine, I believe. This one is the, if you go all the way to the little pointy part at the end, then it's just hitting 5.5, so you can tell. These are all basically the same. Kind of depends on which part you measure from. If you're measuring from here, if you're measuring all the way from the end of the cone. This one's going to be obviously shorter because it is only 5 and it's just flat at the bottom. So see, but this is still a great size. Love it. Oops, that's a pull cap. It's a little bit shorter. I can still do some writing if necessary. I have flex nibs. This is the only one I don't have a flex nib on because it was my first and I'd already done some records, and it's nice to have just a medium. Kind of a generic, put whatever I want to try in it pen. So that's this one, but I do have flex nibs or semi-flex on all my other 750s, and I find doing the flex with them. This is a good body for that. So I do keep some of those around. And then for color variety, I have several, either Safaris or All-Stars. Do you even count? People like to see this one next to it, so comparable, except the section is noticeably larger on the Momento Zero Grande. Ugh, I'll bet these are going to be my 3 favorites now. Sorry, Giant Sequoia. Maybe I'll just make it a top 4. I'm always looking for this size pen. That's why I now have 2 Euphorias and went ahead and spent the extra money for the Grande. Does this not look red to you? This looks so red to me on the end. That's okay, maybe I'll get over it. This is going to be my Eric pen. Those of you who've been watching my channel know this is my Christmas pen. I like to have some sort of design on the nib, so really this one for nib is perfectly fine. And this large nib works way better than the fine it came with. The Schmidt nib is quite lovely. Of course, this one's gorgeous. You just saw it. This is another favorite. The Meora Star and the scroll work. Love that. Monteverde has mountains, so how can I be mad at the Monteverde? This was such a great buy. It was like $40 new on a Black Friday sale. I was brand new to pens, but I thought, well, that's a great markdown. It was like half price. And so I went ahead and got it. Even this gin house, rather pleasant with the chariot and some outer detailing on the nib. It's not scroll work, but you know. So these are all, no, these are fine. This is extra fine. So we'll do them in order. Extra fine. Let's do the ones I know. I think this would be next for width, and then this one. And then we'll throw this new pen in the mix and see what happens. And I forgot a notebook, so I'll be right back. And all the pens are inked now, so we should be ready to finish. Meora Aventus. There we go. It's been a while since I used this pen, just because I didn't want to take it on vacation since it is one of my most expensive pens, and I knew the little kids might ask to borrow it, and I didn't want to be the mean aunt. Also, you know, I just had reasons. Okay, my Meora Aventus, fine. This one, oh, I love what I've gotten here. This is such a good combo. It's probably like the dozenth ink I've tried in this pen, and some of them work better than others. This one is my favorite so far. It is Waterman Tender Purple. These two just seem to get along so well. Waterman Tender Purple. So lovely. And then let's do some pattern here so that we can see strokes. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on strokes, just some vertical and horizontal, but I think it's really helpful. This is the nib that came with it. No adjustments have been made. Okay. Monteverde. I just inked these, so probably should have tested them before. This looks a lot wider, but this is a fine. Whoops, that's an extra fine. This one is a standard fine. Giant Sequoia. This is the turquoise. This is a fine. This is, I just refilled this. Kikyo Sailor. Is it Manuel? I think. I believe that's how you spell it. and some lines. Make those a little longer. This looks cute. I know I should probably buy something beside fine, but I really like this size just for regular journaling and all-purpose writing. Giant Sequoia. All right, Banu Euphoria. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's right. And then this one is, I don't remember what's in here. I'll have to look it up. Banu. Whoops. I thought you were working. Hold on. Oh. There's a little bit left in there. Maybe. Maybe it's bubbles. From the Momento. Whoa! There's the drop that was in there. Okay, well that's cute. Give me one more second. I will pause if this isn't working. It's not working. Come on, favorite pens. Now it's working. Just had to tell on it. There we go. I have no idea what's in here. Euphoria, this is also a fine, Schmidt fine. And it's pen 26 or 28 or something like that. Let's look it up. La Meng, right there, La Meng. And that is a Troublemaker ink. Am I the only one that thought La Meng was going to be like a pinky purple, as the label on the bottle says, as the swatch on the site says? This is not pinky purple at all. One of my most disappointing colors, definitely. Another being Colt Blue from Robert Oster. Those aren't straight, but that's okay. Okay, so I have a teeny tiny bit of ink left in there. It is that blue color. Not a favorite. Foxglove is fantastic. I ordered them at the same time, and it's definitely my choice. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Leonardo. This one seems, yeah, more like a extra fine. It seems closer to this than the fines, especially the Banu fine. But I knew that one was wider because I use these 3 pens all the time. Momento, let's do it that way. Yeah. And this is a fine because it's me. And I put Diamine Pansy in here. Pretty, very pretty. A little bit redder than the Waterman. Really great line width. On the fine side, I would say. I've only been doing this a few months, so of course take my advice however you want. Lovely. I like that line width a whole lot. I enjoy the Euphoria fine because I can put shimmer inks in it, but this is a lovely, lovely size. Slightly larger, I would say, than the Aventus, but not much. And of course it could be the ink, but I would say its closest match is that extra fine. So if I put them in width again, the Leonardo would be here between the 2 M's. The Mayora, Leonardo, Monteverde, and then the Banu. They all work great. These are all the stock nibs. Haven't made any changes to them. Yeah. I think we're going to be great friends. It's just beautiful. I know I have ink on my fingers, of course, because of inking the pens, but really lovely. I love the rose gold trim. I would have been okay with silver. Probably would have purchased it if it had been gold, but I think the rose gold is a really lovely choice for this. Even with that tiny clip, it doesn't look weird. Great size. I think it's going to be a favorite. Really happy to add this to the collection. Any questions? Leave them in the comments below. One day I'll do a collection video, but I want to get my pens that are getting special grinds back and I thought it'd be like a nice 1-year video. So it's not coming till November if I do wait a full year. Otherwise, maybe I'll do like my top 5 large pens or oversized pens, and don't be surprised if you see these 4 in that video. But that's all for now. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you again soon.